Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take this transmission apart and attempt to install a M Factory LSD. It seems pretty straightforward. It's going to be my first time taking a K-Series transmission apart. I've taken plenty of B-Series. I always start with a template. Make your diagram all the way around. This for the shifter. And then this is the shifter bracket. So simple enough. You know, just make a little bit of an X so bolt hole goes through a little bit easier. Okay, those are all done. We'll do a shifter now. And then the Allen. And then these are all the same bolts, but doesn't matter. Alrighty, then you're also gonna need just a little box to put all your parts in. So you got to watch out. You got detents here, here, and here, I believe. I don't think there's any more. Yeah. And let's not forget the reverse idler bolt. Almost forgot that one. Alright. So these are all 12s. We're going to first start with taking apart the shifter mechanism. Turn this thing around. This thing's super heavy. Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright. So for your shifter, you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're all 10 millimeters. And then you also have this bolt here. So this is a 6 millimeter Allen. 8. It's an 8. All right, we'll just take it apart. All right. We're going to inspect it. You know, a little dirty. And we'll put them in. All right. Then we'll take our 10. Start taking this thing off. Right. And as you take the bolts off, you're going to put them in your road map. So like that, there's no second guessing. And you don't run into any issues. Okay. And then the last one is way down here. Right here. Okay, so this should be, make sure it's in neutral. Grab a pry bar, and we're going to pry right under here. Not too hard, just easy. Then you gotta work it out slowly. Okay. While we're in here, we're also going to do the hybridization shifter selector springs and the detents as well. But for now, just give this a quick inspection. I'm no transmission expert. Just looking for something that looks weird. This looks fine. All right, gonna put it in a little box. That's already too small for what we need, but whatever. All right. Next, let's start with the brackets now. These are all 12s. So we're gonna grab our 12. I believe these are mainly all the same, but I'm not sure. All right. And we're going to need the socket for that one. So take our ratchet. All right. And then we're going to finger blast this off. Missed one. Okay. Don't lose our box. Kind of need that. Okay. All right. So we'll start here. All right. So I named the bolts that got brackets, so like that you're not really second guessing yourself on what bolt goes where, you know. All right, got a bracket. These two got brackets. All right, so we'll put the bracket there, swing it out the way, put the other bolt here. All right, then we'll just work our way along. You see, off the bat, this one's different than the other ones, so it's this one. So they are different, but that's something that you'll be able to catch and tell right away. Oh, missed one. This one goes to that bracket. We can put this cable in here. And that goes in that bracket. Hold that bracket perfect. All right, right here and right here. Done. Alrighty. Now, got our shifter brackets as well that got to come off. These are all the same bolts, but we'll put the bracket in our box. Put the bolts right here. Alrighty, give it a inspection here. Make sure we ain't missed no bolts. Looks pretty good. We're going to take off our reverse gear idler hold down bolt, which is a 14. All right. I wrote that down somewhere right here. Bam. Alrighty. Now let's take off our detents. I believe they're all the same. I don't think they're different. But just be careful because there's a little metal ball with a spring behind it. So you don't want to go too crazy. All right, there's the spring right in here. All right. We're also going to be upgrading that as well to the hybrid racing tensioner. All right, there's the little ball. Alright, that's one. That's two. That's the other ball. That's why you need the magnet. So like that the ball don't go flying. Then you gotta go hunting. Alright, throw that in there, and the last ball. Alright. Throw that back in there. Alright. Now, we got the detents, the reverse idler gear. We made sure we didn't leave any bolts on. This is your drain and your fill. Those can stay. This right here is your... There's like a C-clip here that holds, I believe, the main shaft. Or the counter shaft. It holds the counter shaft up on. Anyways, you'll take that off and you're gonna see a little snap ring there. You're gonna have to take that off. And that is a 14mm Allen right here. Big boy. Alright. Now, to my knowledge, this transmission hasn't been open. Alright, there is a little bit of RTV there. Clean it up, clean the threads. Alright, and right here. There it is. So you want to open that up. And you opening that up will drop that shaft, releasing the cases. Now you have to kind of pop the transmission, hold the transmission up, so like that it has room to pop up. So I don't know if I want to try and pop this thing open first and then do it. Let's give it a twirl. This thing is on there. Alright, there it is. Okay. Alright. And then we'll take our needle nose over here, put it in here. Let me try and... Okay. This is a welding table that has a slot right here. Alright, so let me position that kind of over the slot so it don't fall. All right, so it's over that. Now we'll try it again. Okay, so you see how it's open now? I believe that's all it took. Now let's try popping it up again. See if it wants to cooperate. Again, this is my first time doing this on the K-Series, so mistakes will be made. Alright. Oh, look. It closed up again. Don't lose our bolts here. Let's move this somewhere where they're not gonna get fucking smashed. Okay. Yeah, it feels good. Let's move the spring a little bit more to the middle, I guess. I don't know. I feel like this is what's holding us up. Yeah, because this thing's like in the corner of the bench, it's like super awkward now. Let me reset. Let me get a mallet, smack this thing. So I propped it up with something and I spread it wide open. All right, and then you see this bearing now dropped. You'll hear it. All right, then keep trying to pry this bitch open. All right, so I got the mallet. There it is. Smack that case. We're gonna take it off real slow. Don't know what to expect. Okay, there she blows. Alrighty. Transmission shifted pretty good. There is something here. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Looks clean. Doesn't smell burnt. Okay. So we will set this aside. Clean that. Okay, now we got to take out the two 10mm holding the reverse gear up. Okay, right here. And then I forgot to take off the reverse switch. Let's take that off real quick. It's a 24. Let me grab a 24. Alrighty, so I got the 24. Oh, 1 and 1/16. Close enough. I don't have a 24 here. Yeah. Okay. This also has RTV or Honda Bond, I would assume. Yeah. So you gotta clean that and we'll reapply. Okay. Alrighty. Now take off these two 10s. And drop the socket. Alright. Okay. Okay. I now finger blast these bolts out. Okay, that's one. And that's the other. They're both the same size. So we're going to just put them in the box of parts. Now remember where this was pointing on the outside of this. We got to remember that. Is it indexed? No, sirs. No. All right. So we just got to remember that. Pull this thing out. Okay. Let's put that up and then pull this out. All right. All right. Put this in a box of parts. Carefully. Kind of gonna put the shaft down there. And the gear doesn't matter. Then the bolts. Alright. Now put this back down. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna grab your main shaft, your counter, and the shift forks all as an assembly, and you're gonna bring it up. Have something on the floor ready right here. That's where we're gonna put it. Here we go. Okay, came out relatively no issues. I'm gonna just place it down like that. Alrighty, and there we go. There's our differential broken down. No real issues here. There is a little bit of metal down there. Nothing terrible. Again, I've had this. My SI has been Kswap since for the last 6-7 years now, and it has been pretty reliable. Banging gears. I did have an issue originally When I first put the swap in, I barely drove it. I hated the way the thing shifted. It was terrible. With those no-cut shifters, they shift like crap. And because of that, I hated driving the car. You can just never find any gear. You would miss a gear. It was terrible. Then I upgraded to a hybrid. I think I got a V3 now, and it's amazing. Love it. We're gonna put new cables in there too as well. But all the bearings feel good. They look good. Again, this thing didn't make any weird noises or anything like that. Just tired of the one wheel peel. So I'm gonna yank this differential out. I got one already with new bearings pressed in. We just gotta swap the gears over. But that's it. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Making a mess here. Don't want to get oil all over my welding table. Okay. Let's put this in the parts washer. Mind the mess, I just got shit everywhere. Got this car blown apart. All right, so that's pretty clean. We're gonna put this in the parts washer too. Clean all the junk, all the gunk out. If you don't have a dedicated parts washer, mineral spirits always works, man. Yeah, just trying to get all the oil out. Take this magnet out. Yeah, this swap had about 80,000 miles when I first bought it back in 2010. So a little bit of metal is expected. Yeah, I don't see any chunks, so it's not too bad. You don't want to see chunks. You see chunks, then there's an issue. Again, this is my first time tearing a K-Series transmission apart. I'm no expert. I've torn a lot of B-Series transmission stuff apart. This is kind of somewhat similar. A little bit easier, I think. I don't know. But no, yeah, this thing's looking good. So let me throw this in the parts washer as well, and then throw that in the parts washer. That magnet. Grab the diff and swap the gears over. I'm going to go ahead and clean that gear off camera, and then we're going to put it in, pop these axle seals out, and we got to measure the end play assembled. Pretty much you got to sneak a feeler gauge in between here and where the bearing, and I forget the measurements. I'll look it up here what the spec would be, but I'll be back as soon as I'm done cleaning this gear and the magnet. Clean the case, clean the bell housing, clean the case. Got the gear installed on the Wavetrac. Torqued all these bolts to 89 foot-pounds. All right. Now we're going, because everything's been cleaned, I want to just add a little bit of oil, whatever oil you're going to be running. I like running some thicker oil to prevent with shock proofing. Helps the transmission with the shock load. So it's just, juice it up a little bit. So like that, there's no metal on metal. Put some oil right here where the rails go. Just a little bit up a little bit. little oil where the reverse idler shaft goes. All right, put some oil on the race. Little oil right here. Alrighty. Now, I already measured it, but you gotta put your differential and you gotta measure the end play between the cases. So, Honda spec is around 4 thou. So you're gonna pretty much put it in. It's nice and smooth. All right, then you're gonna close these cases up, and then you're gonna measure the play between right here and the top of the bearing. All right, that's how you get your play. Already did that off camera. We're good there. Now that's installed. We put oil in all our bushings. Bearings are oil. That's oil. That got a little bit of oil. Everything's good. You don't want nothing to be dry. Avoid metal on metal contact. So that's good. Let's get the shafts. And then you're going exactly how you took them out as a set, you're going to put them in as a set. Alrighty. Alright, so got my set here. Put it like that, all together. Okay. Make sure that there's those 2 washers on the main shaft. Ready? And then you're going to slowly and carefully line everything up. And drop it in just like that. Make sure everything is good. Right. Everything wants to spin. That's this one right here, right there. There it is. And I'll hold it up so like that we can rotate this thing. There it is. Everything's looking pretty good. All right. Give it a little bit more oil, which I already oiled it up. Didn't want it to rust. All right. Wherever you think it might need it, just give it some oil. All right. Okay. Now, don't forget your magnet. Also clean this up. All right. Nice. All right. Now we're gonna start reassembling. All right. We got our map. Put that off to the side here. This is part of the goes into the case. Don't gotta worry about that yet. Don't gotta worry about that. Let's grab our reverse idler and our shaft here. All right, this thing goes down. All right, we're gonna pick this up so this can go down. Okay. All right, that looks good. Give it a little bit more oil. All right, now the most important part, you want to line up this hole here. All right, now there's 2 ways this can go. All right, doesn't look like it matters, to tell you the truth. They're both chamfered, but I marked mine here. Alrighty, you want to line that up with the reverse hole on the case. Now, alright, this thing goes right here, so we're to the right of the curve. Alright, so it's the curve, we're to the right of it. Alrighty, so somewhat like that, I'd say. Alright, now let's move on to the selector for the reverse. Alright, grab that. It goes like this. And in here. Okay, just like that. We'll grab the 210s. All right, 1 and 2. And we'll bolt it in. Okay. All right. All right, we'll grab the 10 and tighten them up. All right, so we're gonna tighten it up. Nothing crazy. I'll put the torque specs on the screen for you guys, but yeah, nothing crazy. All right, that's all set. Now I do got the bell housing perched up on wood, which made it easier for the main shaft to slide on through. All right, so everything's looking pretty good. Now we're gonna put Honda bond all around the mating flange here. We're gonna clean it up, then put Honda bond. Make sure the case is good. We're gonna put this in the case and get it closed up. So we got the case clean, Honda bond applied. We're gonna go ahead and drop. We're gonna make sure that your shift linkage is all set. That's tight, that's pointing the right direction. We're gonna go ahead and slide this thing in. Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna get our needle nose over here. We're gonna spread this bearing open a little bit here. Alright, let me get a mallet. Alright. Give it some love taps. Nothing crazy. Okay. Let's grab our bolts. All right, top is top. Okay. So I remember all right, bolts. Start finger blasting all of this. Put all the 12 millimeter bolts, and then we're going to hit them with the gun, and then we're going to torque them to 20 foot-pounds. Oh, got the bolt. Got the bracket in the wrong orientation. Okay, and this one goes in. That one goes over here. Okay. Alright, grab the gun. We're going to torque them down. Let's gun them on a little bit. We're not going to hit them too crazy. Alright. Alright. Alright, so, you know, we verify that our snap ring is in on the groove. Nice and smooth. Alright. Now we're going to grab our torque wrench, and we're going to torque these case bolts to 20 foot-pounds. Alright, let me go grab the torque wrench. Alright, got the torque wrench. We got it at 20. And then we're going to go alternating. First I want to make sure I want to torque it evenly. And then I can just go all the way around. That's it. That's torqued. Now, so you see how your retainer is still not in the groove yet? We're gonna have to flip this transmission and bang that main shaft in. You don't want to bang it on the floor. Let's go do it on a piece of wood on the bench here, okay? So it's gonna be heavy. So you gotta brace yourself. Let's do it. Alright, so we got the wood. I'm gonna grab it. Get it off the stand. And then we're gonna just drop it on its backside, alright? Carefully. Just a couple times. A couple taps. Alright. Then I'm gonna pick it back up, put it on the bench. Alright. Now let's see. Where we are. Alright, so you see right there, it's on the groove now, so we're good. So now we'll go ahead and finish assembly. Put your shifter on, shifter bracket. All right, that's 312s right there. We'll grab our template. So is our shifter bracket, and torque is 16 foot-pounds. All right, grab a couple bolts. Set this bad boy up. Alright, we'll grab our, run them down with the gun. Then we're going to settle up 16 foot-pounds. 16. All right. All right, perfect. Now this is your reverse bolt. Torque is 22 foot-pounds. Okay, so we'll flip the transmission back up. Find the bolt is going to be somewhere around here, and we'll get it done. All right, so we got the transmission flipped. We're going to look in, make sure that bolt's lined up. Then we're going to drive it in. Don't forget your washer. And it's not lined up. All right, so what we're going to do, I see a little off-centered this way. So we're going to get a little skinny screwdriver. We're going to go in, and we're going to kind of move it a little bit. All right, so got a little pick, and then with the light you can see it's just a little bit off kilter. So we're just gonna go in there and center up that hole right there. So that should be it. Give it a little wiggle, and that's it. Give it a pull. That is it, my friends. All right, so the torque on this is 14 millimeter. It's 22 foot-pounds. All right, so let's go set this up. Grab the torque wrench. And that was 22 foot-pounds. All right. All right. Last thing remaining is going to be our shift selector. All right. So our shift selector, we're still going to do the hybrid racing spring. That's going to be on the next video. But we would pretty much set this in, and these 4 bolts up here, all right, these 4 bolts, these are 9 foot-pounds. 10 millimeter bolts are 9 foot-pounds, and then your Allen bolt that holds it in, that's 29 foot-pounds. All right, don't forget to put new axle seals in. Put RTV on your case plug. Your drains, the torque on those is 33 foot-pounds. And that's it. You guys are all set. Thanks again. Like, share, and subscribe. Any questions you guys got, put them down in the comment sections. I'll try my best to get to them. Give you my honest opinion. But yeah, on to the next one.